Hello, world and universe. Welcome to the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that like and subscribe button. And for all my continued followers, I want to thank you. And this is an opinion-based video channel where I try to open your eyes and ears to some of the travails and trepidations that take place throughout our cities, our states, our country, and sometimes around the world. And I got to give you this one straight out of Texas, which is a very unfortunate circumstance. And I think this story needs to be told to let the community in that surrounding area in the South know that there was a suspected serial rapist who was HIV positive, and if there's other victims out there, that they should report it. He's been caught, but let's go into it. Suspected serial rapist with HIV arrested in Carrollton. Police believe there are more victims. Carrollton police say they arrested a suspected serial R that is HIV positive. Police fear there may be more victims across the Metroplex. Carrollton police say they arrested a gentleman. Police say they met with a SA victim getting treatment at a Carrollton hospital on February the 11th. Police then arrested Carlton Tambaoga, 25, for the alleged crime. They determined he has HIV. That initial investigation led police to identify at least 5 more SA victims. Police believe Tambaoga has more victims throughout the DFW Metroplex, that's Dallas-Fort Worth, also in Houston, Atlanta, Georgia, that haven't come forward yet. Amy Jones is the CEO of the Dallas Area R Crisis Center. She works with survivors of sexual violence every day. I'm so grateful we're living in a time where law enforcement collaborates in this way and has the evidence and the technology to be able to recognize that this individual is a serial predator, she said. So many survivors choose to make reports to police, and so many choose not to. SA is one of the most unreported crimes. Another concern is that Tambaoga is HIV positive. This means he could have spread the infection to his alleged victims. It's always a concern, Jones said. Most perpetrators are not using some form of protection when they perpetrate this SA against other individuals. Carrollton police have a man in custody who they say SA'd multiple women. They fear there could be other victims. Detectives are working to reach out to additional victims as part of the investigation. This could be difficult as many people fear coming forward. Unfortunately, there is still an incredibly strong stigma. There is still a lot of shame, Jones said. There is still so many individuals in their cultural communities, maybe in their families, in their community of faith, their work, or even at large, that feel they're not able to come forward and speak about this. Jones says even if SA survivors don't want to file a police report, they should get tested for STIs. While Tambaoga sits in the Denton County Jail, Jones commends the victims who helped police arrest him. I'm thankful. I thankfully have been in this work long enough that I have seen a shift. But I'm going to tell you it's not enough, she said. We still have a lot of work to do today. We still have way too much shame, and there's way too much victim blaming. Tambaoga is currently being held in the Denton County Jail on 2 counts of SA. His bond is set at $600,000. More charges could be coming. Carrollton police are urging any SA victims to seek immediate medical attention and get tested for STDs. They're asking victims to contact their local police department where the assault occurred. And then they gave some phone numbers for any of my listeners that are in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Atlanta. The Dallas Area R Crisis Center is 972-641-7273. Parkland Victim Intervention Program R Crisis Center uh, is another place. Denton County Friends of the Family is 940-382-7273. Uh, the Women's Center in Tarrant County is 817-927-2737. The National SA Hotline is 1-800-656-4673. So if any of my listeners or if you know anybody in that area who may have privately told you that they came across this predator, those are some of the numbers that they could call confidentially and get the help and the treatment that they need. I also did, if for those that are following me, I did a previous video on a gentleman that was in Atlanta who was married, who was HIV positive. He was not R-ing women, but he had other open contact relations with several women, and he was spreading HIV also. His wife, he was having extramarital affairs. His wife even caught it, didn't know that he was HIV positive. He was HIV positive for like over 10 years. She had cancer, and he ended up giving her HIV, which actually went to full-blown AIDS. And when she went to the hospital, she thought her cancer came back, and she actually died from it. That gentleman had like 4 or 5 women that had accused him of him giving them HIV, and subsequently he got charged, and Fulton County, I think, is even charging him with attempted murder. Now, this guy is a serial R person who is HIV positive and is committing sexual misconduct and SA, and he definitely needs to be off the streets. Mental illness is at the top of the heap in the paradigm and the paradox of the complexities that are destroying our moral and ethical code in many of our cities. People are doing dangerous things to each other. There's a fine line between life and death. There's a high level of inhumane feelings toward other human beings and the things that they're doing. What this guy is committing, SA and transferring HIV to people, is no different than, to me, him taking a gun and shooting somebody and they live, and he gets charged with attempted murder. Years ago, this was a death sentence. In today's time, with the advancements of medical technology, if you can get treatment for HIV before it goes into full-blown AIDS, you actually can live a full and healthy life, similar to Magic Johnson and other folks. But to be knowingly transferring HIV to people and committing SA to innocent females, he needs to get life in prison. To me, he should be charged with attempted murder, along with R-ing women and sexual misconduct. And this is a tough time to be a woman in today's time, a single woman, and trying to date. There are so many different things that are taking place, and tons of men with manipulation. We got gun violence, we got the opioid crisis, you have people committing assaults against individuals, and it is just a very dangerous time. My hat goes off to all the single women out here in the world, whether they're young trying to navigate their way through this life, or whether you are 40 or 50 years old trying to figure things out. There's plenty of dangers out here, home invasions and all kinds of things that are taking place. So this guy needs to completely be off the street. Thank God they have arrested him. I'm putting this video up for women to make sure you utilize your 5 senses. Keep your head on a swivel. Keep yourself safe physically, emotionally, psychologically, and do the best you can to make the right decisions on the people that you choose to have around you, male or female. Tell me what you think about this case. straight out of Carrollton, Texas, this has been the Trevor Donald Experience.